Good afternoon, friends, and welcome back once again to the Ora News broadcast. I'm Daniel Cook, your regular host for the English News program, in which we present a translated version of the Albanian news Monday through Saturday at 6 p.m. The Democratic Party has proposed some changes to the Electoral Code. The Democrat Oerd Bulukbashi, who is the chairman of the Commission for Decriminalization, submitted a bill today that presents some potential changes to the Electoral Code. According to him, if the bill is accepted, those who have criminal records will not be allowed to run or to participate in the local elections. Mr. Bulukbashi said that with the new amendments, these people will be excluded from politics altogether. He declared that the amendments will clear the Albanian political spectrum from such individuals, making it impossible for them to return to politics. Bulukbashi said that these amendments are based upon the best practices of the Italian law. According to him, this was done in order to ensure an electoral code that contains strict rules against such people. The Democratic MP called the majority not to hamper these amendments and to approve them as soon as possible. The Interior Minister Saimir Tahiri attended an event today entitled Police in Years, where he promised an increase of cooperation between the police and the citizens. The Interior Minister gave the following speech at the event. "We aim to make Albania a better country than it was yesterday, to make it a safer country. For this purpose, much work is needed to increase the citizens' trust. The country cannot be safe if the police and the citizens do not cooperate. There is a lack of communication between them. The police should exist to serve the citizens, not to cause fear among them. We are on the right path to make Albania safer, and we will do it together with the citizens and the youth," said the minister. During the activity, the minister announced that the state police are going to have a new uniform and that an international competition is going to be held in order to design it. He continued, "Today, together with the youth, we open an international competition for the new uniform of the state police. We think that this is the time for us to put together an international competition in which all can contribute to the selection of the new uniform for the state police. I'm convinced that we will change not only the uniform, but also the way that police officers are perceived, considering them to be friends of the citizens and not as repressive instruments that everyone should be afraid of," said the Interior Minister. The head of the Assembly, Ilir Meta, has said that he will ask for a clarification about whether the SMI MP, Spartak Brahu, really visited Mark Froku in the hospital. The arrested MP, Mark Froku, has been staying in a private hospital for several days after experiencing cardiac problems in prison. Recent reports have stated that an MP from the Socialist Movement for Integration, Mr. Spartak Brahu, went to see Froku in the hospital. The Assembly Speaker says that he heard about Brahu's visit through the media and that he has asked the Chief Prosecutor, the Interior Minister, and the Justice Minister to investigate and verify whether this is true. Mr. Meta says that if it is true, Brahu will have to explain the truth behind this visit to the public. Meta has expressed that the MPs should be the first to respect the laws of the country and the rulings of the court, especially an MP who is also the head of the National Security Commission. The SMI MP, Spartak Brahu, has since reacted to the news that the media made public. He explains that he was at the same hospital purely by coincidence. "I'm surprised, regretful, and disgusted that some of the media are misinforming the public," he said. "My presence in the German hospital was entirely for health reasons of my own, and I made the appointment several days ago. This can easily be proven by checking the security cameras of the hospital. I learned about the presence of Mark Froku in that hospital only when I was leaving, and I saw that there were camera teams filming me. At the time, I didn't think anything of it because the person who was with me mentioned that the cameras were there because of Froku being in this hospital," said Mr. Brahu. The Democratic candidate for the mayor of Tirana, Mr. Halim Kosova, has responded today to the statements of the Prime Minister about him. Mr. Kosova said that the Prime Minister's slightly belittling words, calling him a tired doctor, were a very small thing, and that they do not carry great impact for him. He said that the Prime Minister has always esteemed him as a person and as a doctor. According to him, the Prime Minister even included him on the list of the 10 most important people in the country back in 2007. He said, Mr. Rama has always praised my work, and he has personally told me this. This is what I keep in mind. The Democratic candidate made this statement during a meeting with the sportsmen of Tirana. He listened to their suggestions for a program that he is preparing for the Tirana municipality. Mr. Kosova also met with a group from the Youth Forum and asked for their support in returning hope to the citizens. He asked the youth to help eliminate the negative notion that they must leave the country. The Socialist Party has reacted today against the accusations of the Democrats about their candidate for Tirana, Erion Veliai. One of the Socialist MPs made the following statement: "Neither the Democratic Party nor the Democratic candidate can speak for the city of Tirana. They cannot promise anything because their promises will be seen as the failures of Luluzim Basha. Therefore, the only solution they have is to slander Erion Veliai and to try to tear down his excellent work as the Minister of Social Welfare. The Democratic Party accusations are embarrassing. The government of Sali Berisha did not offer economic aid, but only political favors to win votes for Sali Berisha and Luluzim Basha. They offered help to the big businessmen. In less than 2 years, Minister Veliai removed the economic aid from these political supporters and increased the support for those who really needed help. The citizens see and feel the change that the Minister of Welfare has brought in his 2 years. After June 21st, the Tirana citizens will finally have a mayor who will work for them, a mayor who will construct a modern and European capital," said the Socialist MP. The Minister of Urban Development, the Prefect of Vlora, and the Socialist candidate for the mayor in Vlora all visited the Kustrimi neighborhood today. The neighborhood has been selected for a pilot project for the development of infrastructure. During the meeting with the citizens, the minister said that 100 families will be benefiting from this project, which is going to be funded by the Regional Development Fund. Similar projects are going to be implemented in troubled areas in Shkodra, Lushnya, and Saranda. The Minister of Urban Development has started the work of identifying the infrastructural and social problems of these less fortunate areas. Mining for marble in the mountain of Shkodra is putting the historic castle of Postriba at serious risk of damage. Many of the citizens of the area believe that the mountain is being exploited, and they have put together a petition that has been sent to the state. The petition appeals for the protection of the castle, and they managed to gather 261 signatures. The scholar Riza Spahia has dedicated 3 books to the Postriba castle and the value that the area holds. In his books, the scholar raises the concern that the last archaeological excavations in the area were made in 1985, and that nowadays no one is paying attention to it. It is thought that the castle was built somewhere between the Bronze and Iron Ages, and the Illyrian tribes used to use it for defense during their wars. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our news for this evening. Please have a fantastic weekend and join us again on Monday for more Albanian news translated into English. Thanks, and have a great night.